Good morning, Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma. Welcome to Special Report brought to you by KC Securities. I'm here with my co-host Alex Parr.
What's going on, everyone?
And we will be with you for the next half hour. Lots of things happening yesterday that we're going to talk about. Obviously, the biggest news is Stage 3. Yes, 99% of businesses will be able to operate again. Obviously, physical distancing and other health safety measures have to be in place for them to do so, but we're going to see some big changes coming this Friday. So this coming weekend, you're going to be able to, for example, you could go inside a restaurant to eat.
Whoa.
The tables will have to be socially distanced apart, so you're 6 feet apart from each other, but you will be able to do that. So we'll get through all of that.
You'll be able to eat if you can get around that finicky mask you'll be wearing.
Yeah, you just have to eat through your mask, that's all. Today at 1 o'clock, Doug Ford's announcement. The only person he's joined with today is Vic Fedeli, who is the Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade. We will be back here at 1 o'clock for that announcement, and we'll find out what Vic Fedeli is going to be announcing today. So we'll see what's going on there. A story we've been talking about a lot was Disney World reopening in Florida. And guess what?
It doesn't have to do with the Florida one.
It's not the Florida one. They haven't had to reclose yet, but Disneyland Hong Kong is closing again due to a spike of coronavirus cases in Hong Kong, including amongst their own staff. So Disney World in Florida has been getting a lot of heat on Twitter and social media for reopening during this time period. We'll see what happens there, but everything else in the county where most of Disney World is located is actually fully closed. Can't go to a restaurant, can't go to a bar, nothing. So yeah, we'll see what happens in Florida, but Florida is now considered by the World Health Organization to be the epicenter of COVID-19 on the planet, specifically the Miami area. It's only the second place on the planet. Wuhan was considered the first hotspot, Miami's considered the second one. To be the epicenter. You have to have a lot of cases to be the epicenter, but Miami now has that designation.
Yeah, they said, China, give me that crown. Wuhan, yeah, number one over here, thank you. United States, baby.
They did not want to be outdone by China. And it's not looking too good. Over 70,000 cases now in the U.S. in a single day, capping out at 73,000 cases on one of the days. And the numbers in Florida, since June the 3rd, there was about 1,000 cases. Just a few days ago, they had 15,300 cases, which is more cases than anywhere else in the U.S., in any state, in a single day. And we'll have a little bit more about New York coming up a bit later with COVID-19. Very positive things that have been happening there, and something that they're actually doing to...
Your mic just died over there.
My mic just died.
I was just so interested to see what was happening in New York that I was just going to let you go for a little bit.
Can I get new batteries, please?
Oh, it's dead. All right. Well, I'll fill some time then. Well, Chris, we anxiously await your terrific news about New York. Let's talk about City Council from last night. They decided that they were going to have a little bit of a chat on whether or not to open the border, and we know now that the municipality doesn't really have the jurisdiction to actually open a border, but they can go ahead and say... They can go ahead and say, hey, Derry Sheehan, maybe we should start looking into this. Or they can write a letter to Justin Trudeau. But Christian Provenzano, the mayor of Sault Ste. Marie, said, have you seen those numbers? Are you kidding me? Paraphrasing, obviously. He is much more eloquently spoken than I am. But he did say along those lines, hey, come on, not yet. If we're going to do a reopening, it's going to have to be phased. And that phase ain't happening now.
Oh, yeah, not with the amount of cases. Even in Michigan, I mean, Michigan has more cases than all of Canada. They have outbreaks happening all over the place. We didn't get to it yesterday, but there was an outdoor party at a place called, I think it was called Torch Lake. And the police were there, and people weren't social distancing. No one, they were on their boats, they were in the water. It was just one big water party. And the police boats were right there, and they did nothing to try and stop it.
Yeah,
so
how do you? Are you kidding me?
How do you
think about how nice
this?
Think about how nice the police boats are. You could have I don't know, 25 people on there? That's
the police are just basically there partying. I mean, they're acting like bouncers at the door or something.
You know what? Hit me with the aux cord, police. We'll have a banger out there on the water.
Yeah. So anyways, my mic's back now. So that's great for people who aren't in the studio right now so they can actually hear me. But anyways, back to Stage 3.
New York.
Yes. Well, we'll get to New York a bit later.
Oh, you're killing me, Chris.
That's
You're killing
called
me.
that's called a teaser.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
That will be after the second commercial break that we'll be discussing that. Okay, so stage 3, indoor gathering, up to 50 people now. Still need to do social distancing. Up on your screen, you can see a map. Everywhere that's purple will be moving to stage 3 on Friday, July 17th.
Ooh, I see where we live.
Yes, we are purple. We are very, very purple. The pink regions are far away from us, which is good. Basically, it's basically the GTA and Hamilton corridor area, and then also Windsor, Essex, obviously, because they've had a lot of outbreaks with the migrant farms and stuff like that, and they had a hard time containing that. They are containing it now, but they're not going to move to stage 3 yet. So you will be able to have 50 people inside, which also means a restaurant could have, for example, 50 people inside the restaurant eating, as long as the tables are socially distanced apart, 6 feet. Outdoor gatherings, you can go up to 100. Also, social distancing rules are required. And you are okay. This is the part people get confused with, the difference between a gathering and a social circle. A gathering is when you have people and you're 6 feet apart. So you can have a gathering of 50 people. Your social circle is a maximum of 10 people from the entire province that are allowed to be within 6 feet of you.
Right.
So originally it was who lived in your house. That was your social circle. And now you're allowed to expand that circle a bit. So let's say you have a family with 2 kids. That's 4 people right there. But let's say your brother and his wife and their 2 kids are in town, and then your one grandma and grandpa's in town. You can then put that as your 10-person social circle and not have to social distance when you're together with those people.
But if you have 12 members of your family, you have to pick the 2 least favorite and kick them to the curb.
Yeah,
because that
it's
would
kind of
be-
like Survivor. Give everybody one of those torches. You can go and get them over at like Home Depot.
I vote mom
Yeah,
off
and
the
then
island.
you got to vote 2 people out. So for that rare family that has 2 parents and 17 kids, your social circle is already filled up. You can't add anyone else.
It's almost
I'm sorry.
doubled at that point.
Yeah. And I'm sure at this point, with having 17 kids in your house for 4 straight months,
You already
yeah.
know your least favorite at that point.
Yeah,
It's pretty
you
easy.
can easily knock off the bottom 7 easily.
Yeah.
You'll know which ones you want to keep. Okay, so that's the gathering thing.
Oh, that's why I got kicked out and live here. Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
got
that's
it.
why you're sleeping in a sleeping bag here.
Hey, this
Yeah.
desk provides some great
Oh
cover
yeah,
overnight.
it's a very firm mattress. Okay, public gatherings. Okay, so this is kind of like what you can do in public right now. You're allowed community events and gatherings. Obviously, it has to be under the 100 people. You could go to a concert as long as it's socially distanced under 100 people. Live shows, festivals, conferences, sports and recreational fitness activities, fundraisers, fairs, festivals, open houses. You can do all these things as long as the 2-meter distance is maintained.
Right.
Also, the other things that this is what you won't see open. So let's do what you won't see open because the list is actually shorter for that. Amusement parks and water parks will not be open. Pools will be open.
What?
Because they are not considered a water park.
But I mean, you're in a bathtub with other people.
Yes, kind of. But you would have to line up on a slide, for example, in a water park, which would be forcing people to social distance.
But what if I cough in the water? Like, I guess there's chlorine and stuff. I don't know, but
chlorine
that's just...
supposedly kills COVID-19. I guess. I mean, like, that's why they're opening
Oh,
pools.
well, just, hey,
Yeah.
hop down to the Greco, take a cup.
take it.
Take. Just kidding,
See
on
what
TV does not approve of that message, neither do I was kidding.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
No buffet restaurants will be open. You can't dance. Unless,
Watch me.
Unless you're a performer hired by the establishment, which I'm guessing there's only one type of thing that is. Overnight stays at camps for kids, no private karaoke, and
I can't do karaoke in my
prolonged
own
or
house.
deliberate contact playing sports, no saunas, steamers, bathhouses, or oxygen bars. I have no idea what an oxygen bar is, and no table games at casinos or gaming establishments, but parts of casinos may open, such as slots. Possibly, they haven't said when. It will not be on Friday as the first part of stage 3, and we're going to go over to the weather for today. What's up, Daniel?
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Alex. Yes, it's going to be another gorgeous day. You can't maybe go to a water park, but you can still go to the splash pad. And we do have the right kind of weather for that today. It's going to be sunny, and we're going to be getting up into the high 20s once again. So behind me is your view of downtown waterfront here, and it's sponsored by wirelesscom.ca. As you can see, it is another beautiful morning. Lovely City Hall. We're going to have an update on that soon as well. And I'm going to have your full weather forecast details and your 3-day forecast, as well as your current Northern Ontario regional temperatures when we come back after this break. So stay tuned for more special report.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Welcome back to Special Report, brought to you by KC Securities. I'm here with my co-host Alex Parr. We got some Facebook shout-outs before we hit the weather. Good morning to Dawn, who said, "Good morning, Sault Marie," like I did at the top of the show. Nice sense of humor and catching that, Dan. Good morning to Ineke. Also, Dawn said, "If they open the border before 2021, I'm moving north, like Northwest Territories north."
Wow.
Yeah.
Secluded.
Yeah, so also hi to Evelyn as well, who's watching, and my mom. Hi to you as well. Good morning to my parents watching on Facebook this morning. Okay, let's hear about the weather. Dan, what's going to be happening in the next few days?
Thank you very much, Chris. Yes, and good morning to David, who's watching on my feed from Sault, British Columbia. Thank you for watching. So as you're going to see on your screen, the radar shot's going to come up here, and what you can see is we've got a low pressure system that's kind of moving through towards us here, and we're going to see some precipitation start as we get into the late evening, overnight hours. Probably about 5 millimeters we're looking at. Right now it's about 70% chance that we are going to see something overnight as that system kind of moves through and then brings some more rain coming tomorrow as well. So getting into your current Northern Ontario temperatures, Thunder Bay, you're sitting at 18 degrees. Wawa and Timmins, you're both at 15. Sault Ste. Marie, Elliott Lake, and Sudbury, we are all sitting at 17 degrees this morning and looking pretty good around Northern Ontario. Getting into your daily weather, as mentioned, 17 degrees, mainly sunny currently, and we're going to reach a high of 27 today. That humidex is 31. Again, it's not super sticky hot like it was the last few days last week, but we are going to get there. Just give it time. And then we're going to only see some winds about 15 kilometers to the south, and we're going to get down to a low of 19, and those showers will move in overnight. Getting into your 3-day forecast. So Wednesday, as you can see, it's going to continue. We may have a risk of a thunderstorm as well, and the humidex is going to be high tomorrow. Even though it's only going to be 24 degrees, the humidex is going to be 31. So it will feel a little bit muggy tomorrow as that rain moves through. Now that's going to kind of clear out on Wednesday night. Thursday, the temperature is going to bump up. We're going to see mainly sunny skies, high of 29 and the low of 18, and kind of clearing up overnight to make way for some beautiful sun on Friday just before your weekend. Once again, it's going to be a high of 29 degrees on Friday and a low of 18, and again it's going to be gorgeous for those couple of days, but there's more precipitation and surprises in store for the weekend, and I will have that with your 7-day forecast coming up later in the show. I'm going to send it back over to you, Chris.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for that 3-day forecast. Okay, some local news. A man was pushed off a second-floor balcony on Sunday, and 30-year-old Joshua Dodge has been arrested for aggravated assault. The police were called to the building on Sunday night when there was a call of a man falling from the second-story balcony. He has major but non-life-threatening injuries, and the accused pushed the victim off the balcony, and at this stage it's believed the assault was unprovoked.
That leads me to my question is, how is it aggravated assault without being provoked?
I guess he was mad from something before or something. I have no idea.
Damn, it's been too hot.
Yeah, it's
I could push someone off a building right now.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe it was something happened a long time ago and the guy was mad about it. The other guy, I don't know. Wrong
You stole
place,
me
wrong
that
time.
$20, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So anyways, he's been, they found the accused and he was arrested and he's being held for bail court now.
You think they'll be friends after?
Probably not. I don't think so.
I think
That would be
each
my
one of
guess.
them should be friended off with one of the people that were left on the island and one of the people that left, you know?
So, yeah, and keeping going with the crime in the city, break and enter. 18-year-old Trevin Rimke broke into a trailer on the property of someone on River Road. And the police, and the people whose trailer was actually held the guy till the police arrived. And it was found that he had possessions of items from the trailer that those people own. So
Surprise,
he's been
surprise.
charged with break and enter, theft under $5,000. He'll be in court on September the 14th. Keeping with our local crime here, also impaired driving. Man was 23-year-old Brandon Marandula was charged with impaired driving. This was at 2:45 on the 12th. He was taken into custody. He provided 2 breath samples in an approved device for alcohol, obviously, and he was charged, and he failed both tests. He was tested on 2 different devices, apparently. So he failed for impaired driving, and also impaired driving. Blood alcohol concentration was well above what is allowed. And yeah, so that's your local crime going on. We'll be right back after this break with more local news. Hold tight.
Even though we can't always meet in person, we can still listen.
Even though schools are closed, help is still available in your community.
Even though you may be worried, services and supports are still here.
In stressful times like these, families need mental health supports more than ever.
We are here to make sure you can stay connected to your community and culture.
Nous savons qu'il peut être difficile de rester à la maison, mais vous n'êtes pas seul.
And we know asking for help for yourself and others can be hard.
But there are people in your community who are ready to support you.
No matter your age, gender, sexual identity, race, or culture.
No matter the day,
time or issue.
We're here to help.
And welcome back to Special Report for Tuesday, July the 14th. I'm here with Alex Parr, my co-host.
Fighting with the cable.
Okay.
There we go. I won.
And now we mentioned we were going to talk about New York City on Monday. Mm-hmm. It was the first time that there was no deaths in New York City from COVID-19 since March the 11th.
Oh my God.
That's quite a milestone for New York, as it was the hot spot in America for a long time. The mayor, Bill de Blasio, he's very encouraged, obviously, by this. The only thing he's concerned about is there's a bunch of rising cases in young people getting infected.
Well, yeah, they don't care.
So they are basically they're trying to reach young adults, and they're also giving out masks and things like that to try and prevent the spread among the younger population. Just to put this into perspective, New York had 215,924 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in just the city of New York, and 55,000 people were hospitalized. Think about that as a number: 55,000 people on top of your regular healthcare system. That's just an astounding amount. And 18,670 people died from COVID-19 in New York City. Okay, so the mayor is obviously very concerned about the outbreaks elsewhere in the States, and he doesn't want it to happen there. Mm-hmm. So anyone that goes to New York State now, if you are coming from a hotspot city or state, so if you're in Arizona, if you're Florida, Texas, and so on, you have to give your contact info to the state and tell them where you're going. If you don't, or you don't tell them correctly where you're going, they will fine you $2,000. And they're putting that in place because you can still travel around the U.S. There's no blocking going from, like, if you're in Florida to go, up to New York. You can do that. There's no blockades to prevent you from doing that. So they have the system now in place where you have to tell them. And that's good on New York, because they don't want to have a second outbreak the way they had the first one. I mean, 55,000 people in the hospital alone is a massive amount. Losing almost 19,000 people died from it. So I can't blame New York for wanting to do that.
Okay.
We talked about Australia has actually put a border up between two of their states, which they actually haven't done since 1918 when the Spanish flu happened, because they're trying to contain things there. So actually, Australia right now is limiting how you can move inside the country. The U.S. is presently not doing that, but we'll see what happens. Okay, you got some NHL stuff.
We're speaking a little bit about COVID, and I learned a little bit over this last little bit. I'm a Leafs fan, so I've been following them a little closer, and I know many of you out there are probably Leafs fans as well. I saw a post saying that their defenseman Timothy Liljegren is unfit to play, and that made me think maybe he wasn't conditioning during this, maybe he's sick, maybe he's injured. But now the league has said, injury reporting, that given the unique circumstances caused by COVID-19, players are allowed to feel privacy if they are sick, if they are injured. So no matter what it is, you're just deemed unfit to play. So it's regardless if I sprain my ankle or I have COVID, it's the same thing. Stub your toe, COVID-19, unfit to play. Everything is going to be deemed under that. So Timothy Liljegren is not there, but the Leafs were back in practice, and it was good to see all the teams getting back, splitting. So half of their players would be on the ice at one time, half of their players would be on the ice at the other time, as well as a player-led Black Lives Matter movement. They were all wearing T-shirts in training camp, and the players are really all for it. They let the upper management know this is what we're going to do, and they were all for it. So,
I think that's going to create a big rumor mill about who has what, because the players are going to know.
There's tests every day. Right now, the chief medical officer for Ontario has said maybe around 2,000 tests per day for the NHL, but they said that shouldn't be anything they can't manage. And obviously, as it goes on and teams get eliminated, that number will exponentially get lower and lower.
All right. Well, we'll be back after the break with the 7-day forecast from Daniel. See you in a sec.
What's
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road? A few sharp turns. And doing things for what we adore, but might regret later. A trip to Chuck's Roadhouse isn't one of them. With melt-in-your-mouth AAA steaks, buttery lobster tail, half-priced apps after 9 p.m., an ice-cold draft with all your Roadhouse favorites. Chuck's Roadhouse. Food the way it ought to be, priced the way it used to.
A message from the Government of Canada.
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern Peoples Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road. Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service. King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Government Road, and even on Pine Shores. Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
And welcome back to Special Report, brought to you by KC Securities. Also like to give a shout out to Cindy as well to say good morning. And now we're going to see the 7-day forecast. What's coming up there, Daniel?
Yes, thank you very much, Chris. I'm going to mention our weather watcher for today. So this is a nice, gorgeous photo. We're getting a lot of photos from British Columbia here, and I'm going to just read it off my sheet so I get it right. So this is Mystic Beach, which is near Port Renfrew in Vancouver Island, British Columbia, and that's gorgeous there. It looks like some water coming over the rocks, and that was sent in by Mike. So thank you very much to our viewers in British Columbia. Keep sending the photos in on tvweather@gmail.com, and I will get them up for you as we do our Weather Watcher segments every day, Monday to Friday mornings rather. Okay, getting into your 7-day. So as you can see, Wednesday we're going to see some showers moving through. Thursday, Friday, you're going to clear up and get some sun, highs in the high 20s and low teens for overnight. So, and then on the weekend, we're going to see 29, 27. On Saturday, Sunday, we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms potentially once again, and lows 19 and 18 overnight. Then on Monday and Tuesday, we warm back up a little bit, but we're going to see the sun kind of stick around and not really have too much going on, and then we're going to kind of get into that heat after that. Hopefully the showers will move through, and that will be it after we get through the weekend. So anyways, I'm going to send it back over to you, Chris, and hopefully everybody can enjoy this heat today.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for that update. Yeah, so last night at Council, they talked about the border closure. They want the border obviously to stay closed until the infection rate in the States matches the infection rate in Canada. Mayor Provenzano has been talking obviously with the mayor on the other side and also mayors on this side in border towns as well. So basically Council has said that they want the border to stay closed until America looks like Canada with regards to coronavirus infections. Obviously this is going to take a while. So we'll see what happens there. But we'll be back at 1 p.m. with Doug Ford. Watch Alex all day long on the news, and I'll see you at 7 p.m. tonight. Chris Holtzborn Show. Have a fantastic morning.